Hi all, and welcome to my channel, Fred Makes Things, and our Sewers Club project review video for July of 2023. I'm going to do this video in 4 parts after my preamble. So part 1 is going to be looking at what came inside of the box. Part 2 is going to be assembling the project. Part 3 is going to be pros, cons, and user error. And then part 4 is going to be final thoughts and sign off. If you haven't seen any of these videos that I've posted before, what I do is a quick little preamble discussing who Sewers Club is, and then I jump into all the other content. So if you don't want to hear anything that I have to say here at the beginning, feel free to jump to the next section, the next chapter. All the timestamps have been on the screen for you in the description box, and I believe that YouTube does chapters, so you should be able to just skip right on ahead. So let's do our little preamble before part 1. What is Sewers Club? If you don't know what Sewers Club is a monthly subscription box where for around $35–40 you get everything you need to make one sewing project. That's the fabric, the pattern, any kinds of zippers or fasteners, fleece, batting, all of that kind of stuff is included in the price. You get bonus items every month as well. One item is always thread. Sometimes you get something else. And then for an additional, I want to say about $10 a month, you can also get Notion add-ons. These things are often designed to help with your project, but are not necessary to completing it. And then sometimes they're just fun things to have, right, that you may or may not need, may or may not want. I get the Notions add-on for 2 reasons. One, when I first started getting this box, I was very new to sewing, and the Notions almost always came in handy. And 2, I do these videos for you on this channel, so it's nice to show you what the Notions are to help you make the decision if you want to get them or not. I used to be able to say that Sewers Club didn't know who I was and that I was doing these videos completely independently. I still do them completely independently, but they do know who I am now. They reached out and offered me an affiliate discount code. So basically, if you want to try this box out for yourself, you can save 30%. Wait, you can save $12 on your first subscription box with code Fred. And if you want to get their stash builder box, which is a little bit different, they're fat quarters or half yards sent to you on a monthly, bi-monthly, or quarterly basis. You can save 30% off with code Fred. Codes are on the screen in the description box. Yeah, so you save some money, I get a little bit of commission, and Sewers Club has a new possible customer. So it's a win-win-win. $12 off also is a very good deal. I really think that's worth it. I'm gonna start babbling if I continue talking that way. Even if I didn't have a discount code, and for years before now, I have talked about Sewers Club every single month. I really like them. I really like their company. So I think it's a good thing all around. Now, last little bit of housekeeping before we get into the discussion of the box is if you've been watching my channel, you know that I have launched an Etsy store. I was having difficulties getting that up and running, but I managed to last Thursday open the shop. So if there's anything that you thought that you might want to take a look at or go check out, the link is in the description box below. But again, it's like etsy.com/Fred Makes Things. And I will include the video of the launch and discussing all of the things that I have available on the screen for you now as well, and one of the cards. So yeah, I think that's all of the housekeeping that I have. Let's dive into this project with part 1, and that's what came in the box. So it was a smaller, simpler box this month, which I actually really appreciated. For the last few months, we've had slightly more complicated and step-heavy projects, but this month it was just this page here, the popcorn bag shoe carrier. It came in 2 colorways, this pink with a green lining or green with a pink lining. Here are the instructions, just a simple, straightforward page, which I thought was really cool too. 12 steps, so nice and simple, and they give you an online instructional tutorial as well. I always like watching those, the videos, because I'm more of a visual learner than a reading kind of person. So having those handy always makes the project make more sense. The thread this month was green, this really beautiful green. These are the fabrics, we'll talk about them last. And then these are the 2 Notion add-ons. We have this iron cleaner, which I didn't use yet, but I do have plans for that. And this like sample of this ink and stain remover. I have currently stained a couple of my favorite shirts. So I'm going to try this out on those and see if it helps lift the stains. One of them went through the dryer without my say-so, but I'm going to try and lift the stains on those, so I'm really excited for both of these. And then this is like your little kit telling you which variation you have, and then your add-ons and stuff, right? So here's your add-ons, here's your thread, all is well. I really like this green. So let's talk fabric. I got this beautiful green rose, right? Green with pink roses. I have this long, or 2 long strips left. I'm not sure why I cut it. Oh, I do know why I cut it that way. But I have these 2 long strips left. I have this, like this was running up and down this way. So this is like a portrait long strip, and then I have like a landscape really long strip as well. This one is attached. All right, so it's a really long strip of these 2, and then I have quite a bit of pink left as well. And then I have like a couple little pieces and this strip here as well. So the colors are absolutely gorgeous. I really liked the colors in this project. I really like this really soft pink, and I really like this fabric. I talked about it in the unboxing video. If you want to see that, it's linked up above for you. But Sewers Club has been doing this specific fabric. It's called Canvas Coordinate in green or pink by Deborah Edwards and Northcott Studios. They have a whole lot of this, and we've been seeing it pop up quite a bit in the in some of the projects that they've been doing. So I just want to say that it's a really good coordinate, like kind of solid, but still gives you like a little bit of color and a little bit of dimension. So big fan of both of these. So yeah, I have enough pieces to make some smaller projects and stuff out of them, which is really cool. And then I have a couple of scrap pieces as well. I just did something to my computer. Lovely. Yeah, so now let's get into part 2 and assembling the project. This is usually the largest portion of the video, just because I walk through all of the steps, but because this isn't such an easy project, I'm hoping that I get through the steps faster than 20 to 30 minutes. So first off, as always, is I ironed these, and I made sure to iron them. This is also my second well, my very first project that I've made upstairs in my new sewing area. I can't wait to show you that video. Hopefully it'll go up soon. I still have a couple of like picky things to finish up there, and I want to show you as complete a video as possible, but I'm so excited to show you what I have going on upstairs. But anyway, this was the very first project that I made up there, and it was awesome. My second project was last week's video, the bag, but I made this one first. Anyway, so first off, we ironed them, made them all nice and pretty. We got a 1/2 yard each of both pieces of fabric and a 14-inch zipper. To cut it, there was only 3 cuts you needed to, well, 4 cuts really, that you needed to make. For your exterior fabric, you were making just one giant rectangle, 14 inches by 31.5 inches. That's why I just found the middle of the fabric and cut equally for both sides rather than trying to square it up differently. And then I cut it down to 14 inches, so pretty straightforward. For fabric B, that's this pink interior fabric, you needed 2 rectangles of 14 by 16, and that's because you needed to join them together with a gap so that you could flip everything out at the end. And you needed 1 rectangle of 4 by 11 inches, and that was for your handle. So extremely straightforward, really easy cutting, nothing really fussy. Everything was very straightforward. I really liked that. The seam allowance was 1/4 inch, so pretty standard for Sewers Club as well. There was no fleece, there's nothing like that, no lining, very simple, basically just putting 2 fabrics together, which was nice. It was a nice change. So since there was no prep work, we launched right into sewing our zipper on. Pretty standard. You open the zipper up completely, right? It's like a zipper by the yard style zipper. Opened the zipper up completely, lined it up with one side of your exterior piece, making sure your, well, it doesn't matter yet, but making sure your flowers point up, right? You had your zipper teeth lying flat, right, against your exterior fabric. Zipper teeth pointing in towards your fabric, right, so that your zipper tape edge lines up with your fabric edge. And then you take your one of your pink rectangles, right, the 14-inch side, line that up with the right side pointing down so that your zipper is sandwiched in between the 2 of them, and then you just sewed right along. I have been having difficulties lately with zippers. I'm not sure what it is. So what I did is I sewed the zipper down to the exterior fabric first, then I laid the interior pink fabric over that and sewed that down next to make sure that the zipper didn't move and I didn't have any issues. And then you repeat that on the other side. So really simple, really quick. Then you pressed it to make sure that everything was nice and clean, and then you sewed a top stitch along both sides. And then you started concentrating on basically assembling it. Like I said, it's very quick. You went to your back side of your fabric, your interior side, your pink side, and you sewed the 2 edges together, right, because you had your 2 pieces sewed onto your zipper. Then you sewed those 2 pieces together, leaving like a 2 to 3 inch opening so that you could flip everything out afterwards. Then you went back to your right sides and inserted the zipper pull, right? You want to leave everything open and loose first so that it's easier to sew your 2 interior pieces together. Like I said, then you added your zipper pull. Then you went to focus on your handle. They did this the standard Sewers Club way. So imagine that, ooh, I actually have that pink piece. So we leave this. So imagine that this is your handle fabric, right? What you do is you fold it in half. Iron this so that you create a lovely crease. So, right, you take your 4 inches, fold it in half, you're down to 2 inches. You open it up, you fold your 2 raw edges into the center, you iron it again, and then you fold it over, do a final ironing, and your 4 inches is down to 1 inch. You sew a closing stitch along your seamed folded edges. You do a matching stitch on the other side to make everything balanced, and you have no raw edges, right? You have your interior all closed up like so, right? And everything ends up looking nice. Then you set your handle aside because you'll be coming, oh wait, no, sorry. Then you immediately attach your handle onto your exterior bag. So you align the 1 inch raw ends of the handle out from each side of the zipper, baste in place to secure and sew close to the edge. So you go back to your zipper, right? This is where directionality is really important. You want to make sure your roses point up. Then you attach your handle. You measure 1 inch out from either side of your zipper, line up the handle, and do a basting stitch across just to make sure that it's secure. In the video, they remind you that you only want to put it through 1 layer of fabric because you're going to be manipulating the bag. And if you put it through all of your layers of fabric, it gets harder. Well, it's impossible later on to do what you need to do. So just make sure that you go through 1 layer of fabric, baste it on one side, baste it on the next side, and then you're good to go. Handles pointing down into your roses so that when everything's flipped back up, the handle points up. And then you have reached number 8 of 12. All right, like I said, it's a very fast project. This is the most complicated thing of this entire project, and it's really not that complicated. So you turn everything back to the wrong sides. You mark 3 inches in from your outer folds on each side of the fabric B lining pieces. You'll have 4 sides to mark. And then you fold the outer edges inside towards the zipper. And then there will be a space in the middle where the folds are pushed inside. Fold the outer fold of the fabric A piece inside of this square or space, holding in place using pins or quilting clips. I just read that verbatim. So basically, say that this piece here is your folded side, right? Let's say that your zipper is running along here, right? This here is actually sewn onto another piece of fabric. Right, so you're inside out. Right, and your green fabric is sitting under it. Oh, your green fabric's not to worry about. Anyway, so you have it like this, right? Here's your zipper here, right? And then you imagine that you have like fabric here like this, your other side. But you have this, right? And you have like your beautiful pressed edge here. You measure 3 inches in. On the corner. You measure 3 inches in on this side, 3 inches in on this side, right? So you have the spot where you need to work with it. Then what you do is you open this up, you find your middle, I should have done this differently. You find your middle fold and you fold it in. so that it looks like this, right? So you have like this really big pleat. All right, you see that? You have this open pleat here. All right, and then the very middle of your crease, right, or the corner piece or whatever you want to think of it, is tucked right in the middle, right? And then you have it like this. Now your fabric will be sitting, well, it's a really steep angle, but your green fabric will be sitting on the other side of this, hanging out, right? So once everything's folded in, you have your like floral green fabric sitting like this, right? Here's the edge where this started too. All right, so you have your edge like that. You have your green one sitting like that. You fold this one in, so you have that pleat. All right, so you have that pleat sitting there. All you take is this piece here, fold it inside to this. All right, so now you have it sitting like that, right? Like these are all the same length. So we'll pull it down to the bottom. All right, so you just have it sitting in there, and then you just secure along the top here, right? Making sure you've caught your pleats or your fold like that, right? You want it all collected in there, nice and tight, and then you want to sew a stitch right along there. Do that on both sides, and then yeah, so it says sew across the top and bottom to secure in place. They also wanted you to remember where your handle was so that you can back stitch over that a couple of times too, to make sure that your handle is very secure. Make sure everything is nice and tight, right? Make sure you've caught all of your layers up. I went over this twice just to make sure I had all of my layers, everything was nice and clean. Then you flip everything out, you give it a nice press, you close up that opening that you had in the middle, making sure that all of your corners are nicely pushed out, and you're done. So that was it, right? 14 steps. It went really fast. It took me a couple of hours to do. And here is the finished project with thread attached. So I don't know if it's going to fit on the screen. I never plan these out. Let's just push this up. Or pinch it out maybe. There you go. So there it is. It's all finished, right? You have your zipper running all the way down. Here's your zipper top. Here's your handle. I always make sure that my seam side points in. I just think it looks cleaner that way, right? Your corners are all nicely popped. And then this is how your accordion looks. See, right, how this is tucked right in and it's sewn along the top here, right? Here's your interior. I'm not sure why I'm so confused by this. I super confused myself for a second there, but like here's the closing seam. Here's like how the folds end up looking on the interior. Apparently I didn't snip anything. Oh, how lovely. Right, you can kind of fold these and they sit on either side. I'm not sure how that happened. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the pattern and see, make sure I did everything right. I'm sure I did because it works. It just looks funny. But anyway, so yeah, that's the interior. You saw the exterior. I'm just gonna show you now before I flip it back, but I just noticed, even though I was careful, I missed a stitch right here. So when I'm done this video, I'm gonna go upstairs, probably rip out this bottom, open it up, rip out the bottom, and redo this corner here, because I thought I triple checked, but here it is, sitting loose. Oh, top, I guess, it's on the top. But then everything pokes out well. Right, and because of the way that the folds are done, the flap opens quite wide. So you can get kind of like any kind of shoe in there that you need to. Oh, look at that, it kind of stands open too, like a popcorn bag. So yeah, pros, cons, and user error. Pro, I really like this bag. I really like the colors, I really like the pattern, I like the fabric that they used, I like how simple and straightforward this month's project is. I really liked how they walked you through how to do this pleat better than how I can, because I just talk a mess. Overall, I like everything about this bag. I'm really looking forward to being able to use it when I travel so that my shoes can be protected. I have shoe style bags that I kind of made before, but they're just like little tiny pillowcases basically that I shove my shoes into and then fold over to keep them from moving around. But it's going to be cool to be able to have something that's dedicated to shoes specifically. I even kind of really like the like 90s feeling of this fabric, like early 90s feeling of this fabric. I'm a big fan. It's a bit nostalgic for me. Cons. Besides not getting a fun zipper pull, or a fun zipper pull like they show you in the picture, I don't really have any cons about this bag. The video worked very well. The pattern is really good, so I can't think of any actual cons for it. User error. The first time that I sewed these down, I did sew it through all of my fabric, had to seam rip that out and then sew it back down again. So that was a little bit annoying, but to be expected with sewing sometimes. And as you just saw, I missed a piece of fabric, so I'm gonna have to go in and resew this side. But yeah, pretty simple and straightforward project, which is nice. I like simple, straightforward projects, especially since my project revisit was not simple and straightforward. So it was nice to have the two to make together. Yeah, so let's do final thoughts and sign off. What's really cool about Sewers Club is that they now offer you the chance to buy these boxes after they go out to the subscribers. They usually make them, I think, available like a month after or something like that, so that you have time to see what's going on and decide whether or not you want to pick it up for yourself. They also sell the fabric separately if you want to pick up the fabric, or the pattern separately as well if you just want the pattern and to use your own fabric. Sewers Club has come a long way from where they started to where they are now, and I think it's really, really cool. But yeah, I really like this pattern. I don't know if I'm going to remake it for any reason, but I might, because it's nice and simple and I enjoy simple projects sometime. But what do you think? Did you enjoy this pattern? Did you get this box? Did you get like the colors? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts and opinions on this project. I forgot to say that my mother-in-law did get this box. I don't know if I said it in the unboxing video, but she got the pink variation and she's really excited for it. She's a busy lady, so I doubt she's made it yet, or she will make it anytime in the coming months. She has like a stack to be working on. But she is excited for all of it too, so that's really cool. That's the only feedback that I have right now. She really liked the pattern and the fabric. But yeah, so subscribe if you'd like to see more sewing content. I do Sewers Club unboxings and projects reviews on Wednesdays on this channel. I also do project revisits on Wednesdays, and then next Wednesday I'm uncertain what my project is going to be. I'm in the middle of filming or of making something, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it up on the channel or if I'm going to have to scramble this week to make something for next week. It's undecided yet. Mondays are miscellaneous Mondays. You get unboxings and reviews and a bunch of fun things on that. I also have no idea what this Monday is going to bring, so that's exciting. And then Fridays is a long-term project. This Friday we are on to the base of the Spring Angel tree, I believe. We're nearing the end on that. I've been saying that for weeks now, but it could be the bush too. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm working on this week for the Spring Angel. But yeah, that video, Friday's videos are a long-term project where you just see me time-lapse something to music. And for the last couple of months, well, 4 months, I think, 5 months, I've been working on this cross-stitch angel. So check that out if you want to see. Like the video if you liked it, if you've made it this far to the end. It's shorter, but still quite long. So yeah, like it, let me know what you think. And with all that being said, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching, and I will talk with you again soon. Bye!